Hi, I want to ask you something, and I want you to answer it honestly. This is your life, your mornings, your dreams, your heart. So why are you letting other people make you unhappy? Why are you letting someone else's opinion ruin your peace? Why are you letting their silence make you doubt yourself? Why are you letting their mood decide how your day will go? Because if we're being real, some of us are living like other people are holding the remote control to our emotions. And I just want to remind you today, you don't have to live like that. Sometimes the biggest wake-up call is this. Nobody is forcing you to feel small, but you've been trained to. Trained to overthink. Trained to adjust. Trained to explain yourself. Trained to seek validation. Trained to stay quiet so people won't judge you. And slowly, you start living a life where you measure your worth based on how others treat you. But listen, their treatment is not your identity. Their attitude is not your value. Their misunderstanding is not your failure. Some people will never understand you, not because you are wrong, but because they only understand people they can control. And the moment you realize that, you stop taking everything personally. You know why it hurts so much? Because you keep expecting emotional safety from people who never learned how to be safe. You keep expecting maturity from people who are still living from their ego. You keep expecting kindness from people who only know competition. You keep expecting love from people who only know attention. And every time they disappoint you, you blame yourself. You start asking, was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? Maybe I should have tried harder. But the truth is, you are not the problem. You are just placing your heart in the wrong hands. And that's not shameful. That's human. But now you know better. Let me tell you something that changed my life. You can't control what people do, but you can control what you allow. You can't control their opinions, but you can control whether you will build your life around them. You can't control their mood, but you can control whether you will absorb it. Because not everything deserves access to you. Some people don't deserve your explanation. Some people don't deserve your energy. Some people don't deserve your emotional availability. And when you finally stop giving everyone unlimited access to your heart, you start to feel lighter. You start to feel free. You start to feel like yourself again. That is not selfish. That is healing. So here's what taking your power back looks like in real life. It looks like choosing peace over proving yourself. It looks like staying quiet instead of arguing with someone committed to misunderstanding you. It looks like walking away from conversations that drain you. It looks like saying, I don't need you to agree with me to believe in myself. It looks like accepting this truth. Some people will never clap for you. Not because you're not worthy, but because your growth reminds them of what they avoided. So you stop shrinking. You stop apologizing for your confidence. You stop explaining your boundaries. You stop begging people to treat you properly. And you start asking, what do I want for my life? What kind of energy do I want in my home? What kind of peace do I want in my heart? Let me remind you of something. They don't live your life. They don't carry your responsibilities. They don't know what you survived. They don't know what you prayed for. They don't know what you had to rebuild. So why are you giving them the power to control your emotions? This is your life, your season, your healing, your growth. Take your power back. Protect your peace. And stop shrinking for people who don't even understand your journey. Because you deserve to feel free in your own life.